Hello. How's everybody out there in Carol land? I wanted to go over my log books, my journals. No, they're not journals, they're log books. Journals are something you would have that you would write down your experiences with the cards. And they're nice. Log books are a little different. Something I came up with, I think are very useful. It allows you to it allows you to list and categorize your readings with clients. It allows you to go back right to the last reading you had with a client. I think it's really important. If you want to read professionally, it's important to make a connection with clients. And because you will have repeat customers. You will have repeat customers. Matter of fact, most of your work are going to be repeat customers. And so you're going to get to know people. And to be able to establish that type of a connection with clients, it's nice when you read them, if you can go back to the last reading you had with them and say, okay, I remember you. Yeah, you're a school teacher, or did Tom ever call you? Last time we read you, I had Tom calling you with Page of Swords here. Who's going to call you? Did he call? Things like that. You start talking like that with them. They really do get impressed with the fact that you remember that much of their reading, and they feel like they have a connection with you. And it also allows you to go back when they tell you what did happen. Now you can go back to that particular spread with a logbook, see what cards were thrown, what the question was about, what your prediction was, and if you were accurate, you can confirm it in those cards. If you were not accurate, if something got by you, you can go back to that spread and look at it and say, do I see it now in those cards? Which is a good way to develop meaning for the card. When you're looking at the card spread in the present, now that it happened, now you could say, well, yeah, I see that Page of Swords now. That would make sense. That's what it means now. Or that Ace of Cups. Now I see what it was because it happened. And so it really helps you see what did happen through the cards. Now that it actually happened, now you're not guessing about anything. So it's a good way to develop getting familiar with the cards. And but what it's really there for is to keep track of your readings with your clients. And clients do really feel like they really have somebody who's really in their corner when you are showing that you remember, you have some record there of their reading. Well, like I said, I put these out a while ago. I don't really talk about them, these log books. And I think I should. I mentioned them when I first released them, and I never talked about them again. They're not a teaching thing as much as they're a tool to be used as a reader. So I'm going to throw the overhead up, and we're going to look at these books, see what you think. You might like them. You could use a notebook to do the same thing, but log books are nice because I have a directory in each one. You write the person's name down and say, okay, it's Mary. Was the last time I read her was on the 15th, and the reading is on page 72. Okay, it's written right here. I just go there and see what Mary's all about. So now we'll take a look at these. All right, I'm going to go over these two journals. Like I said, they're both available on Amazon, but I never really talked about them too much. Tarot Reader's Log, a diagrammatic journal of your tarot readings and predictions. That's what this purple covered one is. This one here works with any kind of card spread you want to use. And what I do with this is I have a directory for your readings. And you can write the person's name in here and what page their spread is on. A few pages of that to 130 pages. And then I show here what you have here is this ghosted grid that allows you to make a card spread, whatever. If it's just a 3-card spread, it would just be any 3 areas like that. And you would write the name of the card that's in there that was drawn. But you can also go with this kind of a grid like this. You can use a lot of different spreads. I have some samples in the front of the book. We'll talk a little bit about the book. But here you see you have the grid being used in the 21-card gypsy spread. These are the cards, the areas that would be used. And here's what the gypsy spread looks like normally. So it works out very well. Or I have the Celtic cross. Again, the same type of thing. The cross is here. And here's what a cross looks like normally. There's the horseshoe spread. Normal horseshoe spread. Here's how you would use it here. Tree of life spread. Go this way, go more vertical. Go like this. And here's a regular tree of life spread. You can see that they match. And then I have the 21-card horoscope spread. Spread's supposed to look like and how you can lay it out with this grid. So the grid is ghosted, and you can put in the card that you could write the card in whatever position it is on these. And then I have the directory. So if you are using this book, and let's say Mary calls you and you read Mary before, and she calls for another reading, you can go in your directory here and see when was the last time you spoke with Mary. Let's say it's page 78. And you would then you would just go to page 78 and look at that spread. And it would tell you what the last things you were talking about. Here you have the name, the card spread, the seeker's name, question that was being looked into. You see that that's how I have this set up. Some key notes, closures and predictions, the date. And over here is where your cards are. You could write the names of the cards in here. You know, Ace of Cups, and Two of Swords, whatever your card spread is here. You would know what the last time you read Mary, this is what the cards you had, this is what the spread was. Here's what you had to say about it, some quick notes about it. What's nice about something like this is when she calls back, and you could say, let's say you have some notes here, maybe she was wondering if Tom's going to call her again. And you could say, well, okay, did Tom call you? And she'll appreciate that you remembered that much of her reading. It makes her feel like you're more on her side with things, and you are making an effort to know about what's going on with her. So this works out very well. The book is basically nothing but these ready for you to fill out. With a directory in the front, you can write Mary's name in when you saw her the next reading you did, and then you would know you could be able to go right to it. And like I said, I have some samples in the front of the book to show you how this works. So this works out real nice if you like to use different readings. And I talk about it in the beginning of the book. My other one, charter predictions with the Celtic cross. This one here works nice if you are just going to use the Celtic cross. This one I've written in. Same thing, talk about it in the beginning of the book. And again, there's a directory, or I talk about the Celtic cross, how it breaks down, how it's used. I call it the slanted cross. It's my cross, my Celtic cross. And I talk about it. Then there's the directory. And I have it written out into three sections here. Section 1 is pages 16 through 56. Section 2 is pages 60 through 100. Section 3 is 104 to 144. And again, you would just know where to go by looking at the directory if you did want to go over a reading you just did for a person in the past and you want to see that reading right away. You can just go to that page. The pages are numbered. And what I have with this is a ghosted cross on one page, and then the same information as the other page, as the other book for the other page. The seeker's name, the question, the date, keynotes, and enclosures and predictions down here. You can write whatever you really want here about the reading. Plus, you have the reading over here. You could write the name of the cards that were drawn in each one of these positions. There's a lot of space for that. The book's a decent size. And you can go back and you could ask, well, how did things go with that? And you could look at those cards and see were things accurate. And if they weren't, if she tells you something else happened, you could look at that spread again. You could actually throw it on the table if you wanted to and see if you could see what did happen in those cards now, that now the reading is now in the present, if you want to see it. But really what this does is really, what I think it does the most is it helps you refresh you about whoever this client is that you've been reading and what's the last things you've gone over. And some of the cards that were drawn, if you want to talk about that. And you're keeping a record of things. Plus, also what's nice about this is you can, if you make a prediction for Mary or whoever this is, and then she calls you a week later, now that something's happened, and after the situation's happened and you've made a prediction, you can look and see how accurate you were with those cards. Or if you were wrong with something or didn't see something, you can go back to those cards and look at them and see, do I see it now? Is these cards showing me what, now I know what did happen? Do I see it in those cards now? That's another good way to learn, is by reading the present. But now we know what happened. Now I got to look at those cards and see what happened in those cards. And you'll see it. You'll see, oh yeah, okay, I see the Page of Swords here. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Now that we know what happened, I can see it. Over here, we got the Six of Wands. Yeah, all right. I can see what that's about now because now I know what happened. Hermit down here, Oh, okay, makes sense. You're making sense out of the cards that are laid there to what happened. It's a nice way to learn. But this is also a good way to keep track of things, because when you're talking to Mary again, you can say, well, I remember last time we read you, I got a Page of Swords up here in this one position, and that card was really screaming at me. And I see that did come to pass. And if you're talking about actual cards with her that were laid out, it's impressive to the client. Also, you can keep notes about this person over here that maybe not even, you can just put whatever you want here. You can put age down. You can put a person she's involved with, kind of occupation, what kind of career does she have? What does she do? And things like that. And it's easy to find because all you have to do is look in the directory. The last time I read Mary, this is what it was. And it was on page 68. I got her name written in here. The next reading you do for whoever else you do, you will go to the next line below that. And so your most latest reading would be whatever this is on this list. Let's keep going. Anyway, they work out nice. I have used them now. These are about a year old now. They've been out for a year. So I have used them. They do work. This band is not on the actual ones you buy. These are proofs. These were mock-up proofs. So they weren't for sale. But this is what the books look like. It will help you with your clients. And you might like them. There's going to be a link to them down below. The diagrammatic journal is the one that, the purple one is the one you could do all sorts of different card spreads with. It's just it goes to grid of cards. And you would just put the cards in that you use, you would just mark them like that, you know. And this way you would know. And plus you would write the card's name in here. So it works out good. Well, you might like that. Also wanted to mention that our Zoom meeting is going to be coming up second Tuesday of the month. July 13th is going to be our next one. All are welcome. And it's 12 o'clock Chicago time, which is 1 o'clock New York, 10 o'clock a.m. Los Angeles, and 6 o'clock in the evening in London, if those will give you some ideas for timeframes. And you get that at tarotmaps.com. Go to the tarot gatherings in the menu, and you just go into there and you can click onto the Zoom meeting from there. All are welcome. And so I hope to see you there. Anyway, keep throwing cards, and we'll talk soon.